My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and my latest thoughts on everything from politics to sports, go to counterpropa.com. The links are below. My latest appearance on RT's CrossTalk is below as well. Please go ahead and share that. Trump lashes out at judge who put his travel ban on ice. I'm going to explain right now why Donald Trump lost, but he's still controlling the narrative. So he's controlling the narrative on social media especially. People don't get it. People do not understand. The Democratic Party does not understand that Donald Trump controls the narrative of the Washington Post, of the New York Times, of people on Twitter and Facebook. They don't get that Trump wants to be the bad guy in the WWE or WWF. That's who he is. So simply mocking him or saying, how could he do this, or calling him a dictator, that's not going to stop Trump. Developing a policy, for example, if Democrats said, you know what, we're not going to implement regime change. We're not going to go ahead and completely destroy the Middle East with our foreign policy. This way there won't be a giant refugee problem. Let's talk about the structural issues, the big grandiose topics. How can we fix this refugee crisis? Do the Democrats have an idea? No. I'll continue reading, or I'll start reading. President Donald Trump lashed out on Saturday at the so-called judge who put a nationwide hold on the implementation of a travel ban, denying entry to the U.S. for refugees and people from 7 majority Muslim countries, which, by the way, in 2015, under President Obama, the visa waiver program, those were the 7 countries that Obama picked to bar entry. So, and for the visa program. So, this is not just Trump, it's also Obama, and it's also Obama's policy in Libya that completely destabilized the country and turned into a failed state. That was along with Madam Cyberhack, H.R. 17. Meanwhile, the Justice Department filed an appeal Saturday night seeking to overturn the ruling, which put the brakes on the executive order. The DOJ also filed an emergency stay motion with the San Francisco-based Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals late Saturday, asking a three-judge panel of that court to lift the temporary restraining order issued Friday by U.S. District Court Judge James Robart. Okay. The point is this. You have a district court judge who stopped Trump's executive order from halted what Trump wanted to do. Now there's a legal battle. Now the Justice Department, the Department of Justice, is going to get involved. Now you have a Trump Justice Department battling a district judge. And it's the soap opera that Trump wanted. You have his supporters, his voters throughout the country. For Trump, it's a win-win no matter what. If he loses, if the courts find that this is unconstitutional, he still wins because he can go to his base and say, hey, in 2020, I tried for you. I tried to go ahead and implement that travel ban, but these crazy liberals and their judges wouldn't stop me. Okay, if he wins, then it's even better for him. But the way that liberal media or progressive media or progressives in general, the way that they're attacking this is, let's stop him, let's resist him, he can't do this. Thank God the district court judge halted his ban. No solutions. No long-term solutions because Democrats are complicit. They're complicit in failed foreign policy. So there's no long-term solutions to the refugee crisis. There's no, hey, let's go ahead and bring in 100,000 Syrian refugees. Ever hear that from the Democratic Party? No. Let's go ahead and bring back our soldiers. Let's stop the airstrikes against our enemies in the Middle East. Let's stop getting involved in wars that certain countries are relying on us to help them with in the Middle East. Do you hear any solutions like that? Even a debate. Let's say I'm wrong on all those things, and if you're a Democrat, you're saying, oh, you don't know what. What about a debate? What about discussing some kind of long-term solution to where you don't have to resist Trump. You can say, hey, you know what? Instead of that travel ban, here's a policy idea that we're behind that will completely solve the dilemma we're facing. You'll never get that from Democrats, and you'll never get that from the left in the United States of America, because they want the soap opera also subliminally. Unconsciously, they love it. If they were to actually offer any solutions, for example, ending perpetual wars in the Middle East, which is the reason we have a refugee crisis, global refugee crisis, that would require the social justice warriors on the left to actually think about, what was Obama's foreign policy like? Did it destabilize the Middle East? Is it just Republicans that are evil, or are there evil people on the Democratic side? You can't have people think like that, because then they'll get too close to the solutions that could possibly actually stop Trump with the travel ban. Too much thought, too much energy. Much easier calling people racist and tyrants and all that. Much easier for Keith Olbermann to have his dumb show and use profanity there to as if he's tough, instead of actually focusing on the big, grandiose topics. Give me your thoughts below. Trump has completely controlled the narrative from day one. When 538 said he couldn't do it, he's a troll, he has continually controlled the media. And the media doesn't know what to do with him. They still don't. That's why Democrats will most likely lose in 2020 again, because they have no long-term solution pertaining to policies. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for listening.